Hello. Today we're going to talk about pickling. Earlier this week I was given a bunch of green tomatoes from the Willowbank Love Garden and I decided to make some pickles with them. So this week I've been busy doing lots of things. We made some green tomato pickles. This one has a curry spice blend. We made some mild green tomato salsa, and we also made some sweet green tomato relish. Today I'm going to talk to you about how to make a simple green tomato pickle. And it's not very complicated, it uses just a few ingredients. And first thing we're going to do is we're going to make some pickling spice. You can use pre-made pickling spice like this Bernardin here. You can also get Clubhouse at the grocery store. Any commercial pickling spice will do. Or you can make your own if you have some whole seeds on hand. For this blend, I'm going to use a tablespoon of whole coriander. I'm going to use a tablespoon of whole mustard, yellow mustard seeds. A tablespoon of celery seed. And half a tablespoon each of allspice berries. You don't have to be really precise with this. And half a tablespoon of black peppercorns. And this is what we're going to put in the bottom of our jars to season our pickles. So now that we've mixed up the pickling spice, we're going to prepare the tomatoes. I've got some big ones here, and I think I'm going to do these ones in slices. So you have slices of pickled tomatoes to put on sandwiches. So you just want nice thick slices like this. For this you would want to use a wide mouth jar, something like this. So you have to just stack your pickles right up inside. Or we can also do spears. I'm going to cut off any ends that don't look very good. And we can cut this in half, then in half, and in half, so we have nice wedges. And we can pile those into jars and then pour our brine over the top. Now we're going to make our brine for our pickles. What I have in this pot is 2 cups of water. To that I'm going to add 2 cups of regular white vinegar, 5% acidity. And I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of kosher salt. And we're going to let this come to a boil so the salt dissolves, and then we're ready to make our pickles. What I have in the big pot is some canning jars, and they're getting sterilized, ready for our pickles. The first type of pickle we're going to make is a refrigerator pickle. This one doesn't need to be processed. Because we're not processing it, these are going to be very crunchy, but it's going to take about 2 weeks for them to be ready. So what I have in this 250 millimeter wide mouth jar is half a tablespoon of the pickling spice and some of our slices of green tomato. So I'm just going to ladle some hot brine over that. Ladleful did the trick. And then I'm just going to put the lid on, and then I can put this in the refrigerator once it cools down. And in about 2 weeks I'll have some pickles, but this will not be shelf stable. Now I'm going to show you how to do some that you can put up. So what I'm doing now is I'm taking my jars that I've had in the hot water, I'm using a jar gripper, and I'm just pulling them right out. And then we're going to fill these up with some of the tomatoes and the brine. Then we're going to seal them and we're going to process them. Okay, so for my 500 milliliter jar, I'm going to use a tablespoon of spice. And then for these 250 milliliter jars, I'm going to use half a tablespoon. I'm just going to put that right in the bottom of each jar. Make sure to get a little bit of everything. Okay, now we can start packing them with our tomatoes. With this wide mouth jar, I'm going to use the slices. I'm going to pop those in. As many as I can get that will fit comfortably. I want to be able to have the brine go around them. That's about as many slices as I have. So I'm just going to go ahead and add some brine to that one. Leaving a little bit of headspace at the top. Now for these ones, I'm going to pack in the wedges. And I'm just going to distribute it between all of them. And then I'm going to also top these with brine, and then I'm going to show you how to process them. Now that all the jars have been filled, we're going to seal them up. The snap lids have been sitting in a dish full of boiling water. And now I'm going to take a paper towel and I'm going to wipe the rims of the jars so so that they seal. So now these are sealed. You pop on the snap lids. And then we can close them with the rings until they're just finger tight. You don't want to really screw them on tight. You just want them just attached. And then we're going to take them to the can and we're going to process them. All right, now here we are at the canner and the water is at the boil, so I'm just going to pop the jars in, and we want to make sure that they're covered by about an inch of water, and we're going to process these for 10 minutes. All right, these have been processing now for 10 minutes, and they've had a chance to sit for a couple more minutes after the water came off the boil, and we're just going to carefully lift these out and put them on a cutting board that has a piece of a folded tea towel, and we're going to let those sit. Actually, that's the sound we're looking for. When they suck in, you can hear them kind of seal themselves. You listen for that pop and you know that they've sealed. And we're going to take all these out and listen for the seal. All right, so these have finished now in the canner, and we're going to let them sit undisturbed for about 12 hours. You should hear them pop, and that means that they're sealing. You can check them after about an hour. If you press down on the tops and they don't have any give, you know they're sealed. If they give a little bit, then they're not sealed. And what you want to do if it hasn't sealed is just put it in the fridge. You can still use it, it'll be perfectly fine, but you just can't keep it at room temperature. It has to go in the fridge. So the recipe for all of these will be on my website, www.lauralenson.com, for the information for the relish, the salsa, and the 2 different types of green tomato pickles. I hope you try these recipes and you use up all those green tomatoes that are in your garden, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.